That moment when you realise that you actually have more things. Okay, so. Hello darlings, and welcome back to my channel. So if you'll remember, at the very start of this year I did a video that was all about my very gentle, easy New Year's resolutions for 2021, and now that we are in May, one of those resolutions was that I was going to not buy anything. So today we're going to be doing a whole video of all of the things I have bought since January. I did not keep to that resolution, I'm afraid to say, but I did do a really big wardrobe clear out. So all of this was to replace things that I had gotten rid of or that didn't fit me anymore, so that's how I'm justifying it, at least. So I did a big clear out of a few pairs of shoes and I got some new ones, and they were my first purchase from Bait Footwear, which is an American footwear company. The BAIT stands for But Another Innocent Tale, and I have lusted after their shoes for ages, and I finally cracked at the thought of the MC Sunrise style. I just absolutely had to get them, and let me tell you, it was an ordeal because I apparently cannot size my foot correctly. So I ordered the 9, and the 9 was far too small. I have quite awkward feet. I am a wide foot with a high instep, and this can make buying shoes a little bit difficult, especially online. So the 9 was far too small, and I sent the people over at Bait a email asking if I could return it, and because they were on last call I could only do an exchange, and they were like, we'll exchange it for a different size. I was like, okay, great. And they sent me the measurements for the size 10 and the size 11 American sizing, and I went, okay, I think I need the size 11. Waited like a month or so for everything to be returned and go through, and then for me to get the shoes, only to find out I needed a size 10. So after much palaver and stress, they are finally here, and they are just a candy coloured Pleasantville dream of a shoe. They are so beautiful. So the MC is a stunning pair of kitten heels. They are almost flats but not quite, and they are so incredibly beautiful, and they have this pink and cream piping two-tone detail. Anyone who knows me will have known that I love two-tone shoes. Most of my shoes have this style because it's very vintage, and I love the contrast of the softer kind of matte leathery looking material with this bright patent sort of candy pink colour. I think it's absolutely beautiful. These are very comfortable because they're basically almost flat shoes. They are perfect to wear every single day, and they match super well with my favourite Band Apparel handbag. So the second pair of shoes that I got from Bait were a pair of sandals. I've been really obsessed with the 1940s sandal adverts that I keep seeing on Pinterest, and I wanted a pair for myself. So I bought the Brittany Classic style. They are a beautiful 1940s cross-strap style sandal with a platform and a heel. Because of the platform, the heel does not feel that high, so it makes them very comfortable. I'm not actually used to wearing sandals. I haven't had a pair of sandals in quite a few years, so it was strange getting used to them again, but they are, again, very comfortable. They're very soft material. I love the crossover detail here. I love the way they make your feet and your legs look. I imagine these will be super cute with shorts when it gets warmer again, because it is finally in like early May, finally starting to warm up. It's been the coldest April, I think, for years in Britain, so it's so nice to have a bit of sunny weather and for things to slowly start warming up, and I cannot wait to wear these shoes more. The final pair of shoes I got very much with sort of a pin-up, definitely for things like photo shoots and events in mind. So they are these, which are the Layla style from Bait. These were the least comfortable of all of the shoes. I got them in the size 10, and the problem with these is the point at which they sit on your foot. As I said, I have a very high instep, so I do tend to avoid shoes that fall too low on the foot because my feet are widest at that point and it's just a bit difficult to get them to fit properly. But when these arrived from America, I just thought they were so pretty and that they only needed a little bit of stretching. They are a kind of soft, patent leathery cream style, and I thought I could stretch them out, so I had shoe stretchers in them. If you've never seen a shoe stretcher, let me illuminate you. Look like this, and you stick them in, and then this actually, you can see this opens up to help stretch out your shoes. I had shoe stretchers in them for about 2 days, and that helped a little bit. What I actually found helped the most, which I shared on my Instagram stories, was putting on a pair of really thick, fluffy socks and putting these shoes on, which was a bit of a squeeze, and then applying heat with a hairdryer to the areas that I wanted to soften up. I did that for a few minutes. I then wore the shoes around the house for another 5 or so minutes while the leather cooled down, and then I had to take them off because I was convinced that my feet were going to explode. Then when I took the socks off and I put these back on, they fit much, much, much better. I don't think I'll be wearing these for nights out or anything. They are very high, but they'll be great for, especially I have a few summer pin-up shots that I want to take, and I think this with like my black swim dress and a beautiful big sun hat are going to look gorgeous. On the more everyday side of vintage clothing, I got this beautiful skirt from Band Apparel. You will have seen this on my Instagram as well if you follow me, and it's just a knee-length flared circle skirt with this beautiful bunny detailing at the waist and these cute little heart-shaped pockets. It's really, really sweet, works with a really nice variety of outfits, and because it's very plain and light, it's perfect for summer. I think I'm going to be wearing this all the time once it gets warm out, and it is just about at the kneecap, so not at the kneecap per se, about here is where it is. And so my petticoats do kind of poke out at the bottom, but I actually think it looks quite sweet to have the little fluffy hem peeking out. I don't mind that too much, so I can wear that with a petticoat or without, and it looks equally adorable. Very 1950s, and I love it. Another piece that you have seen both on my Instagram and on this channel is this beautiful candy cream playsuit from Miss Candy Floss. This is a stunning silky fabric 1950s style jumpsuit that is tailored to perfection. It is so, so beautiful. The only problem with this is that it is quite long. I am very tall. Well, I'm not very tall. I'm 5'8", so above average height for a woman, but I do have to wear those very high Layla heels to make sure that the bottoms do not trail on the floor. I pretty much am okay with that. I have quite a lot of high heels, so I'm happy with wearing them with this to make sure that it looks beautiful. But if you are a bit shorter than me, then you can always go and get the hems of the trousers taken up by a seamstress. That won't cost you too much, and it'll just make sure that they are the perfect length for you. If you are interested in knowing more about this piece, I do have a review on my blog, which is a very vintage darling pinup.wordpress.com, where I am planning on doing a few more reviews of vintage fashion items. I am going to be doing a review of all of the Bait shoes coming soon, so stay tuned for that. I cannot wait to wear this to garden parties, summer events, summer days. It's just going to be heavenly. Another piece you will have seen on my channel is this stunning dress. This I bought via the website Pretty Kitty, but it is from Hearts and Roses, and it is a beautiful 1950s style cotton summer dress in just the most gorgeous floral print, if you can see that. Stunning. There are so many colours that you can pull out with like a hair flower or your makeup or your shoes or your accessories, so it's so versatile. This again looks great with a petticoat or without. You can cinch in the waist with a belt. It's very, very versatile, and I just think it's beautiful. I can't believe it's taken me this long into the video to talk about it, but I did get my first ever true vintage dress. You can see this in my 1950s morning routine, which is a video I am very, very proud of, so I would recommend going and checking that out. But it is this stunning, stunning creation. I got this by the website Revival Vintage, and it is, by the way, they are so sweet. Helen is one of the most lovely people. I've spoken with her a bit on Instagram, and she sent me my lovely Revival Award for Terrific Attire, and she's wonderful. A lot of my true vintage accessories are from there as well, so I will link their website in the description. And this dress is stunning. It has a really nice sturdy zipper in it. It is from the 1950s and it is still in stunning condition. It has a beautiful wrap over neckline with a dropped waist that is very, very flattering, and tiered material here. It's in, I don't know, would you call this yellow? Would you call this green? What colour would you call this? And kind of blue flocked pattern design. I think this is one of the most beautiful items, and the fact that it is genuine vintage from the 1950s just makes me love it that much more. And I'm very, very careful with this dress, and it looks great with true vintage undergarments like my bullet bra, which you can see more about in my What Katie Did brand review. I am considering doing a vintage underwear collection just to talk about the different kinds of vintage bras and the different silhouettes and all of those kinds of things, so do let me know if you would find that interesting or informative by dropping a comment. This was another Hearts and Roses piece that you can see in my spring vintage lookbook. It is so flattering. I cannot get over how beautiful this neckline is. It's so pretty, and it has the most stunning print of like princesses. It's a beautiful sort of candy pink colour, and it's really, really stunning. Very whimsical and fairy tale like. This again looks lovely whether you wear it with a petticoat or without, and those are my favourite kind of dresses to buy. I do have a couple of dresses that I find really come to life only with a petticoat, and that's fine with me, but it's nice to have things that look good without as well for when the weather gets really, really stinking hot. Now this one I am especially excited for. I just made direct eye contact with a pigeon on the roof. Hi! Now if you've been watching my channel for a couple of years now, which if you have, hello and thank you for sticking around, you may be confused. You may be thinking, but Rianne, I've already seen this dress. You've worn this dress on this channel before. You've hauled this dress before. And you would be absolutely correct. I first bought this dress in 2018, I believe, from Collective's sale, and it is absolutely one of my favourite prints that Collective has ever come out with. This is the Maria Swing Garden dress, and it has a beautiful wrap neckline, and this was my problem. It always had a tendency to open. But when I was wearing modern bras, that wasn't so much of an issue, because the modern cut of a bra is sort of like so it reveals more of the bosom, whereas vintage bras tend to be a bit more like encompassing. So even my lowest cut vintage bras were not safe for this dress, which you may have noticed by my putting a blouse over it in my Easter routine last year. I was desperate to not have to give up this dress, so I took it to a local seamstress and she put in, turn around and see if you can see, a little safety stitch. So I was convinced that you would have to put in stitches and then put darts in the shoulders. I thought it was going to be a whole palaver, but I went to this wonderful seamstress and she was like, nope, stuck one stitch in the middle, and I've worn it since and I'm absolutely over the moon. It is definitely one of my more low cut dresses, but I do like how that sort of contrasts with the girliness, the beautiful floral print. I think it's flirtatious, summery, beautiful. This dress looks amazing with a petticoat underneath it, and I am so happy. It's almost like it's new to me because I can finally wear it again without having to worry about feeling exposed or having to pin it closed and having the gaping. It's just so nice. One little stitch and it's like I have a brand new dress that I can wear and show off to everyone. This pair of shorts I am so excited to wear. They are beautiful. They are from Voodoo Vixen, I do believe. Yep, Voodoo Vixen. And they are so beautiful. They're very like structured. They sit quite high on the waist, so you could wear them with a little crop top for a very 1940s, 1950s look. These are going to be perfect for the summer months, especially paired with maybe my Brittany sandals and a Vivian of Holloway halter top, flower in my hair, sunglasses. Oh, it's just going to be absolutely heavenly. And they are a really nice length. They are short without being too short that I'm uncomfortable. They just show off a good amount of the leg, and I'm really excited to start wearing these. Okay, so I have definitely saved the best clothing item for last. Are you ready? Is she not perfection? This is the unique vintage Frenchy Grease prom dress. Yes, you see this correctly. This is more or less a replica of Frenchie's dress from the dance scene in Greece, and it's absolute perfection. It's made of this beautiful layered tulle which creates a really nice full skirted effect, and it has this beautiful sort of rosy satin ribbon here, as well as the beautiful flower, lots of ruching detail at the bust. The straps are adjustable, and this top, you can see it looks very structured, and that's because it is actually boned, so you don't even need to wear a bra with it. This fits with a fitted hidden zipper at the back, and this fits me like a glove. I am so excited to have a beautiful vintage event fancy enough to wear this stunning dress. I think this is the best dress that I've ever bought in my life, and I have bought a lot of nice dresses. I have too much occasion wear for my own good, but this is just absolutely overwhelmingly stunning, and I love it so much. I realised that I have never actually hauled my beautiful vintage hats. So this one is a 1940s Juliet cap. It has this beautiful yellow colour, lots of lovely ruching around the top, and it just, I'm wearing a flower so it's hard to show you, but it just sits on top of your head. You can see this in my Instagram. I wore this hat a lot, and it's really beautiful. I love the way this looks, especially with my lovely blonde hair. And then this you have definitely seen on my channel before and on my Instagram if you follow me. It is this beautiful 1950s half hat. It's almost more like a headband, and it has these two nice sturdy clips on the inside and these beautiful hat design with all of these pearls, and you can just sit it wherever you want because it just clips in. So this is such a gorgeous, versatile hat, and it's really great if you wore a non-natural hair colour like me, because you can stick some bumper bangs in, stick this hat at the back, and cover up all of your roots. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Last thing I got, which I'm going to show you, is this beautiful little fuchsia hair flower from Lady B Loves, which is a local boutique to where I live. And I just think this is so pretty. It's nice and bright and bold and looks really beautiful with my hair colour and with so many of my outfits, so I just had to show it. So I hope that you enjoyed this true vintage and reproduction vintage clothing and shoe haul. I know I said, you know, all of the things I wasn't going to buy, and then I did, but I hope that you enjoyed it and that it gave you some inspiration for shopping that you would like to do to upgrade your vintage look. And I'm very flowy today, so just go with it. If you have bought any new vintage pieces recently, I would love to hear about what they are, no matter what era they are from. I love hearing about people whose style is different to mine. I also love hearing about people whose style is the same as mine. I just love hearing about things people are excited about. So do let me know down in the comments and let me know what sorts of videos you would like to see from me moving forward. Remember to have courage and be kind and make all of your dreams come true, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! I'm wearing blue mascara. Can you tell? I think it's very fetching. I feel like I do way too much like hand posing on Instagram recently, but that's just because I want everyone to see how beautiful my rainbow manicure is. Validate it! It's so pretty! I think I should get acrylics and have like long nails.